Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got NHL action this Friday evening. The Seattle Kraken versus the Arizona Coyotes. Puck drop is going to be here in just a couple minutes. Kraken on a 6-game losing streak. It can't get any worse than it is right now. So hopefully Jared McCann and company can get on a hot streak at some point in this game. These teams are evenly matched. It's the kind of the battle of the bads. Right now, we are 6th in the Pacific Division. The Coyotes are 7th in the Central. So, it's been a very, very tough stretch, for Seattle. We're not going to the playoffs this year, but I still want us to be able to finish strong. Got you with a nice Arizona background, switching it up a little bit. And then obviously on the thumb, we got our guy, Matty Beniers on the left, and one of the stars for Arizona, Clayton Keller on the right. Let's go, baby. And we got Joey Daccord in net, and he's been struggling in the last couple starts. So I'm hoping that he can end up holding Arizona to 3 goals or less, 1 per period. And if he can do that, hopefully we can get a little bit of offense here tonight, and then we can hang around. So I don't know who the heroes are going to be tonight. Is it going to be Oliver Bjorkstrand? Could it be Matty Beniers? Could it be someone like Kyler Yamamoto? Could it be Yanni Gourde? I'm not too sure. But we have to find a way to get someone going early and often. And I kind of feel, with Jared McCann, in this 6-game losing streak, I believe he only has 1 point, like an assist, and that's it. So we really rely so heavily on Jared McCann, game in and game out. And when he struggles, we struggle. So we need to hopefully, for his sake and for the Kraken's sake, it would be great if he can, get a goal at some point in the matchup and an assist or 2 to kind of help us go. That would be great. And if not, if Jared McCann still continues to struggle, at least if he can be out there and be a positive influence on the other players. And if he can't score, at least try to help out the team with some assists if possible. This is definitely a winnable game. Instead of playing up to the competition like we usually do with Vegas, this is kind of playing down to the competition, or kind of playing someone that is on an even playing field with us. Now, even though we're on a 6-game losing streak, are we better than Arizona? I believe we are. We have been kind of underachieving, but again, if we are lackadaisical and we're flat, we definitely can lose this matchup. So I'm hoping that we can end up finding a way. Sorry to hear that. I hope that things get a little bit better for you. Love you, and I appreciate you very much. Megan in the building. Let's go. Get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Daniel in the building. What's good? Let's go. We're at Mullet Arena. And then a lot of the photos that I found for Mullet Arena were really shitty. So I was like, you know what? Let's go with the kind of the theme background based on where we're playing. And I kind of like it. Like I said, I'm going to implement, nice backgrounds with the thumbs to pop. And if I feel that background photo is nice, then we may even use it for our background in the game. And like we ended up doing with the Vegas background that we did yesterday. And I think this one turned out pretty good. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Clayton Keller, Matty Beniers, let's go. Joey Daccord in net. I know you've struggled, but hopefully you can bring on your A game here tonight. Let's go. And then Kraken end up having the day off tomorrow. They play on Sunday evening. So I'm thinking what we're going to end up doing is we're going to do the Oregon Ducks versus Creighton. We're going to end up doing that tomorrow. We're going to start it off with our first March Madness game. And it's only fitting that we end up doing the Ducks for at least the men since they're still in it. I don't know if they can win, but we'll find out. I think they actually have a good chance. They're an 11 seed. We're playing Creighton, who's a 3 seed. I would say probably 90% of the country has Creighton winning. That's fine. But I think it'll be a fun matchup to watch, whether we win or lose. So Ducks, Creighton, it's the last matchup for March Madness, 6:40 p.m. Pacific. So around a similar time. So we're going to do Oregon, Creighton tomorrow for March Madness for the men's. And then we'll probably get, into the Kraken on Sunday. I'll watch the NASCAR race at 12:30. And then when that's over, we'll end up doing the Canadians and the Kraken at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So Kraken, Oregon, Kraken. So that's I believe that's what we're going to end up doing. And then at some point, I do want to be able to try to squeeze in, at least one matchup for, Caitlin Clark, at some point, if possible. There's a little bit more notable females than males in the tourney, but, as these dudes, start putting up big games, and, once you start getting 40 points, 20 rebounds, or, you end up playing your former team and you end up putting up 40 like the Ducks did, those are the types of big games that you need to kind of get that extra pub and that extra notoriety and eyeballs on your product. So, I'm really hoping that some of the stars in the college hoop scene can put up 40 or more, because that's really what's going to bring more attention to the game. So, Dallas Clark was a guest host. Nice. Heck yeah. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Iowa State freshman. Howdy Cooks. She got 40. Nice. And then you sent me the Zach. Obviously you got 21 boards, and it's the first 30-20 since 1976. That's impressive. We need to see more games like that. All right, baby, let's go. We're about to get started here in just a second. Shout out to all the people on Twitter/X, as well as the people on YouTube that are in the room as well. Love you and appreciate you. Hopefully we can end up getting some likes, sub, donos, and some shares with the stream here tonight. And then, again, I'll end up watching a little bit of March Madness tomorrow. And if everything, like I said, goes the way, that I feel, then we'll end up doing the Ducks versus Creighton tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. Pacific. And then we'll do the Canadians and Kraken on Sunday evening after I watch NASCAR. All right, baby. Mullet Arena, Seattle Kraken, Arizona Coyotes. Let's go. And this is really going to be the key tonight if we're going to end up winning this matchup. Both teams are not very good right now. We're on a 6-game losing streak, and Joey has to give up 3 goals or less. I mean, of course, if you could be in shutout range or only give up 1, that would be great. But, he hasn't really been playing good as of his last few starts. So I'm going to say, a goal per period. If we can give up 3 or less, that's going to give us an opportunity to hopefully hang around. But, if he ends up, giving up 3 in the first, like he ended up doing a couple nights ago, it's not going to be a very good night for the Kraken or the fan base. Let's go, Joey. We need you. Jared McCann, we need you. All right, looks like they're just about getting ready to start here. Let's go. Come on, Jared. We need you. And, just kind of a foreshadowing of how things have kind of gone for the Kraken. We're on a 6-game losing streak, but we couldn't even beat the Coyotes when we ended up playing them in November. We ended up losing 4-3 in a shutout. So a little bit of revenge, hopefully is on their minds, and I hope we have some type of focus, even though we're not going to the playoffs this year, and they can, find a way to win these games that are winnable on the schedule. And we're doing everything that we can against teams that are better than us. But again, it all starts from our stars. And, Jared McCann has got to get going offensively with some goals and some assists. 1 point in the last 6 games is not going to cut it. And again, when he doesn't play well, the Kraken doesn't really play well overall. So, and Gru, has played pretty good, for the most part, but the offense has been a little bit at a stalemate. So I'm hoping that we can get off to an early start, and it would be awesome if we can end up getting 2 goals in the first period. But, your guess is as good as mine on how it's going to go. I mean, are you going to give up 3 goals in the first period? I hope not. Are you going to end up being stout in net tonight? I hope so. And who's going to be the guy that's going to help us get a goal and a couple assists to keep the flow and the Uncle Mo going? And I'm not really too sure who it's going to be. Oliver, hey, maybe Maddie, hey, maybe Kyler, could be Yanni, could be Jaden, hey, could be Jared. Any of these individuals, but hopefully we can end up on top here at the end. Let's go. Joey Decord, 17, 15, and 10, 2.52 GAA, 917 save percentage with 2 shutouts for the season. Carell, 9, 17, and 2, 3.37 GAA, and he's even struggling a little bit more than us. All right, here we go. Friday night in Tempe. And hopefully they'll end up being some better photos for Mullet Arena. Here, I got to turn it up here a little bit. Come on, Joey. Same thing Arizona's coach was going over. You got to be able to play more than just one period. They had a tough one against the Stars, and when you end up getting goals early, and sometimes feeling yourself a little too much, and then kind of being on your heels, and then just watching the other team kind of go through the motions, you have to be able to stay aggressive, even if you're a bad team, because once you start just skating around out there, you're just going to get mollywopped. So hopefully we have focus tonight, and we can end up beating a team that is just as equally as bad as us this season, even though I feel that we're a little bit better. But the 6-game losing streak is definitely getting into the players' heads, and we have to be able to get out of it. All right, here we go. Schwartz, Alexiak, Burakovsky, McCann, and Borgen. Now we have a little line change. Schultz, Dumoulin, Schwartz, Dumoulin, Bjorky, and McCann. Let's go. 4 shots on goal for Arizona already out of the gates. They're getting aggressive at home. Come on, Kraken. Come on, Bjorky. 3 shots on goal each. Now it looks like they took one of them back. So hopefully, now we got 4. Come on now. I mean, there's been games where I've seen Seattle, only having 1 shot with like 10 or 12 minutes pass. So to have 4 shots within the first, 2 minutes, that's a good sign. I'm not sure how good the defenses are going to be equally for both teams, but hey, if it ends up being like a 5-4 game, hey, as long as we end up at the end of the day with 5, I'll take it. Pass intercepted. Was that offsides? Good save. We got Major League Baseball coming around in about a week, so since the season is starting to wind down and whatnot, and with the Kraken struggles, I'll still end up doing Kraken games. Even if they are struggling, we're gonna ride or die no matter what. But we'll definitely sprinkle in some Mariner games and Dodger games and a few other things, March Madness, a little NBA. So that way we have a little bit of variety on the channel, as well as WWE pay-per-view once a month, as long as the time schedule works out for us. Tata, Larson, Belmar, Cartier, and Evans. Let's go. Yeah, keep me posted with anything going on March Madness wise, or if there's another game that would be worth watching that's happening tonight. I know there's a few that are going to be starting here momentarily, but seeing a few of them are kind of blowouts and whatnot. But I mean, as the days get further on, the matchups are going to get better and better as we're going further along in the tourneys. So, but I am excited to see what Oregon can do and if they can pull off the upset on Creighton tomorrow and punch their ticket to the next round. Anything surprising, Sarah, on today's action earlier in the day, in the morning or afternoon, upset wise? Any upset alerts? or anything that surprised you based off March Madness up to this point for the men's and women's? I mean, besides Kentucky fumbling the bag. So I know a lot of people picked UConn to win it all. Yale beat Auburn. That was a big one. Eberle, Schultz, Dumoulin, Tolvanen, and Beniers. Let's go, baby. 5 shots on goal for the Kraken, 3 for the Coyotes. Let's go, baby. Ooh, we got a player down. Get up. There you go. Both teams pretty aggressive. Crowd is getting into it in Arizona. I think they understand that, they're not very good right now either. But again, this is a winnable game for both teams. Like I said, and if we weren't on a 6-game losing streak, I would say, what, this is not an easy win, but this should be a game that would be very easy to win. But when you're on a 6-game losing streak, it doesn't matter who you play. Every matchup seems difficult. You have to just be able to, get the right line. You have to have, good goalie play, and it's kind of hit or miss for us. It's either one or the other, kind of like the Mariners. Even though the Mariners tied today in both of their matchups, we started off with like one win, like 1-10, and now we're sitting around 500. So we've gotten very, very hot in spring training, and I'm very excited to see what the Mariners are going to do this year. Ooh, Joey DeCord with the save. Nice. Nice job, Joey. I see you, baby. Coming back home since you went to Arizona State in college. So a lot of the friends and family and whatnot, I assume, are there cheering Joey on. Let's go, Joey. You got to make sure you do it. Do it big. Five shots on goal for the Kraken, 4 for the Coyotes. Let's go. Come on, Jared McCann. Come on, Bjorky. Come on, Maddie. All y'all. Good save. A little wide. $15 minutes left in the first period. Larson, Gord, Bjorky, Tanev, and Riker Evans. Let's go. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching on YouTube. Like, sub, donate, share. Anything that could be done would be greatly appreciated. Megan, thank you so much for the share. Same thing with you, Sarah, on the Twitter/X. I appreciate it. It helps out a lot. Thank you. And hopefully we can get some goats to come through so we can end up having a halfway decent day with support. Evans, wide right. Come on, Kraken. Stay aggressive. Come on, Turbo. Nice board check. Let's go. Stay aggressive. Let's try to get to 10 as soon as possible. And then once we get there, let's try to go for 15, and if possible. And if we have enough people, let's try to get to 20, depending on what we have. Torigny, I see you. Schultz, Tata, Dumoulin, Belmar, Cartier. Let's go. Keep it crisp. And the main thing is you just want to see people compete. You don't want to see anyone just giving up. And I think that the 6-game losing streak, wouldn't have extended to this point if we would have ended up beating Vegas when we should have. That was really the killer. That was like right in the middle of the losing streak, but it could have ended the losing streak where, maybe we're only sitting on like a 2-game losing streak right now rather than 6. But Coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it shows you how important in net, the goaltending and the goalies are. You have to be crisp, and you have to be able to hold teams at 3 or less. And if you can't, then it's going to be very difficult to be able to win unless you have a great offensive. Oh, just wide. Alexiak, I see you. Beniers, Tolman, and Borgen. Alexiak, Eberle, let's go. Come on, baby. 13 minutes left in the first period. Very aggressive start. I mean, I would consider doing, March Madness, games, but again, it's like we have to have the proper support, Same thing goes with like NASCAR and other, NBA. It's like I want to be able to cater to everyone, but we got to be able to do, what's going to give us the best shot to be able to, hopefully succeed. Because I feel like a lot of people like do the brackets, but not a lot of people watch the games until it gets to like the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight or Final Four. Like, occasionally, you're going to get people that are going to watch all day long, but a lot of people are just kind of, skimming through the channels or looking at highlights. Not everyone is going to be watching like every single matchup. And I feel that a big part of that is just because basketball is not really what it used to be, at least on the NBA side, and that's kind of carried over to college basketball. But at least the women's are holding it down, and as we get deeper into the tourney, then the matchup should be a little bit better, a little bit more on the line, and more people will start tuning in. Save. Another save. .12:06 left in the first period. We're not up at 0. Let's go. Dumoulin, Bjorkstrand, McCann, Tanev, and Evans once we get back from commercial. Now what do we got on the other side? We got Dermott, Krause, Dursey, Gunther. Oh, they just made a line change. Schmaltz, Dermott, Krause, Dursey, and Cooley. Okay. So far, so good. Keep it up, Joey. Let's go. We need offensive firepower bad. Let's go. See if I can find a good one, a turbo in here. Let's go. We got to get that momentum and that electricity going. Let's go. 7 shots on goal for Arizona, 5 for the Kraken. For the Iowa women's. Yeah, Caitlin Clark effect. You know, that shows you when she's bigger than any man that's playing on the college men's side. People want to be able to see greatness. Doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, you know, and there is no guy playing that's bigger than her. Hell, there's not very many guys that are bigger than the others. You know, Angel Reese and Cuecas and a few of the others, you know, like you could probably go over like the top 5 women that are in the tourney, and almost all of them are bigger than any of the guys that are playing. I mean, until we start seeing like multiple 40-point games or big numbers, you know, for other people to recognize, you know, who the studs are in the men's game. But, you know, there's definitely a lot more pub and a lot more coverage on the women's side as far as being able to see, you know, if greatness is going to be able to come to the forefront or not. And of course, there's going to be some, you know, guys on the men's side that are ballers, you know, that are going to be, you know, in the NBA, either coming up in the draft this year or next year, depending on what year they are. But if you ask the average person, you know, that watches basketball, I would guarantee that most of them know more of the women's players than the men's this season. Yeah, Juju Watkins, another one. Crazy. It's like the first time that like the women's game has been bigger than the men, you know. But also a couple of years ago, you know, there was a little bit of flashes with it with Sabrina, you know, with the Ducks too. But then COVID kind of, you know, smashed all those opportunities to gain a little bit more eyeballs on the product. Because I know Sabrina would have balled out in the tourney. You would have seen her put up some 30, 40-point games. Hell, maybe even a 50-point game. Good save. Eight shots on goal for the Coyotes, 5 for the Kraken. Come on, Seattle. Let's go. Dumoulin fighting on the boards. Get that puck, baby. Eberle, Larson, Tolvin, and Beniers, Evans. No, good steal. Set him up. Nice save. Oh, nice. 9:54 left in the first period. All right, take a look at some stats here early on. No penalties just yet. And for the first time ever, Seattle is actually winning faceoff percentage early on, roughly 82% to 18%. You'll probably never see that ever again for the rest of the season unless we play Arizona again, which we do. We have one more matchup with them before the season ends. 8 shots on goal for Arizona, 6 for Seattle, 5 hits for the Kraken, 4 for the Coyotes, no penalty minutes, and 81.8% in the faceoff percentage for Seattle, 18 for Arizona. So if it stays like that, you know, I mean, if we lose the matchup when we're, you know, having that much dominance on, you know, faceoffs, I mean, I don't know what to say. You know, hopefully we can find a way, but it's going to have to be, you know, someone offensively, you know, starting the spark for us. Come on now, let's go. And I don't really mind who it is. Just someone needs to start it. And hopefully we can. Hopefully this is not like a 0-0 by the time we get to the third period. Go, Joey. We need you, baby. Less than 10 minutes to go in the first period. And I feel like the Arizona Coyotes and Seattle Kraken, they're not really necessarily just skating around with no purpose, which I've seen them kind of, hit a wall and it just, you don't really feel at any given point in the period that they're going to score. But right now, even though it is at 0-0, I feel that passing has been, recently, decent. It seems like they're out there skating with purpose. Both teams, it's the battle of the bads. And we got a hack sighting here, a little gray blazer, hair a little messy, little shave, little undershirt, combo tie, multiple colors, little blue, little yellow. Let's go, hack. Good save. Goats, don't do me like this. Less than 9 minutes to go in the first period. Come on, Seattle. Carcone. 8:23 left in the first period. Let's go. Come on now. Schwartz, Alexiak, Burakovsky, McCann, and Borgen. Come on, Jared. No goals and only one assist in 6 games is fucking terrible for Jared McCann. We need him to get going. Set him up. Good pass. Tanev. That was a little deep, though. Little line change. Schultz, Tata, Dumoulin, Gord, and Bjorkstrand. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. More than you know. Let's go Kraken. We got 6-game losing streak is not good, and obviously you're going through the ups and the downs and whatnot. And I'm hoping that we can get a win for you to at least cheer you up momentarily. Appreciate you, Matt, in the building. What's good? Thank you so much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, with a little cactus jack. Bang bang, $10 holla. You let me know what you would like to see, and I'll get a few photos up for you momentarily. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Matt. What's good? How's that weather in Hawaii, Matt? And I appreciate the support, Megan, even if your mentals are getting challenged with many different things, within the, upcoming few weeks. So I'll do everything in my power to try to make that a little bit easier. It's not going to, make things better, overall, but at least if I can make things slightly, a little bit more comfortable, with all things considered, I'm going to do what I can. Nice save there by Decord. $10, 90 to go to hit the goal. Yes, much appreciated. It's our favorite wide receiver, tight end, Matt Payton. What's good? Okay. Um, but you let me know. Like I said, do you want to go video game wise? Do you want to go Seahawk wise? Do you want to go Kraken wise? Do you want to go Star Wars wise? Do you want to go collectible wise, like pops? Like whatever is gonna make you happy. You let me know whatever that may be. Movie related stuff like Jaws. I mean, I got files specifically for you. So and not very many people are gonna have files specifically for them unless you're goaded on the channel. So, you let me know whatever you think that would cheer you up the best, to the best of your capability with how things are. So, you let me know. Maybe we can always. It doesn't even have to be hockey related. You want Steve Largent? You want Jim Zorn? I got you. You want Pete Carroll? I got you. You want Kraken players? I got you. You want Grogu? I got you. You want Jaws? You want Call of Duty? I got you. And that's a good thing, on the channel because it's like, when you know that people notice like little details about you, that's what makes you understand that people genuinely do care. And I like to be able to know what people like and what they don't like, so that way I can kind of cater to you guys, and and some of that stuff will even rub off on me. So that sounds good. That sounds good. I will. I'm gonna mix it up. A little bit of everything for you. She said, "Oh, my favorites." I got you. I appreciate that. So that way, if I just have it in the chat, then I can look down and I can look through my files and go that route. So, see, Matt even pays attention. So he knows. All you got to do is just be able to interact and pay attention, and understand, if you're on this channel as often as Sarah and Matt and Megan and a few others, we don't know everything, but if you pay attention, on the channel, it's not that hard to remember. But it's all about dedication to the channel and being loyal to the soil, and I appreciate that. 10 shots on goal for the Coyotes, 7 for the Kraken. What do we got in here? We got Schwartz, Alexiak, Burakovsky, McCann, and Borgen. Let's go. Joey DeCord in net. And that's also another reason why I have Sarah in the position that she's in, but also with people that can fill in like Matt and Megan, as well as Elliot, and whoever else that may be able to help out if we need someone to fill in. So Larson, wow, he ripped that one wide right. Less than 4 minutes to go in the first period. Still knotted up at 0. Tata, Larson, Gord, Bjorky, and Evans. Let's go. Oh, nice. Heck yeah. That's exciting. Oh, Tata. He almost had the sauce. Barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, ketchup, all of the above. Coyotes with a penalty. Here we go. Power play, baby. Tata. Too much sauce. Man, that was so close. Holding penalty. Oh, oh, he went in and just to be able to, maneuver. That was close. Less than 3 minutes to go. Let's take advantage of this power play, baby. Come on, Kraken. A lot of people might have, just given up on the Kraken altogether, but it's like when you love a team, you got to realize that, these are the moments that you have to be able to understand that you have to go through before you can end up being a champion. Not everything is going to be peaches and cream for your favorite team, unless you were like a bandwagon fan of like the New England Patriots for 20 years. And then after, Brady, Belichick, and Gronk left, then they went somewhere else. But for a lot of us, there's a lot of pain, there's misery, there's sadness that we have to go through. But again, eventually that will turn into joy, and obviously a lot of jubilation and a lot of enthusiasm. You have to go through the bad to be able to get to the good, and that's why I think Pacific Northwest fans are just as hardcore, if not more, than a lot of the ones that are in the Midwest or the East Coast, or the Northeast or in the South, because a lot of times we go through more struggles and more pain and a lot of more depressing moments, and we don't have as many like championships and a lot as many like quality, great, amazing seasons compared to some of these other teams. But what I will tell you is that when we end up getting good, we're really damn good. We're like championship worthy good. So, I mean, I'd rather be that where you have to struggle and build yourself up, kind of like small market teams where you might have to build for 4 or 5 years to get to that championship point. And then once you build it, you might have a couple years, 1 to 40 years to do something. And then if you don't, take advantage in that window, then you got to do it all over again. So we're very battle tested, and wow, I can't believe. Oh my gosh, Kraken are getting very, very close. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. I mean, it's like we're hitting the crossbar. We're getting closer and closer. Don't know if we're going to get one here before the period ends, but it feels like the Kraken are going to end up getting one within the, at least if we don't get one here at the end of the first period, they only have what, a minute 25 left. We might be able to get one within the first 8 minutes of the second period, and I hope that's the case. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of bandwagon, people, and of course, there's going to be people that, oh, that haven't watched the Mariners really that heavily, and obviously, if we start doing really, really good, moving forward, they'll get, so there'll be some bandwagon people that'll be hopping on. But the main thing is if you're going to be on the wagon, make sure you stay for the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not always going to be peaches and cream, but again, that's what is going to end up, giving you the most joy, because again, once you have to hit bottom and then you finally win a championship, that feeling compared to just being a bandwagon fan of a team and you're always winning every single year, you don't understand what it means, to the players, the city, to real diehard fans to go through the misery and then to obviously feel the joy at the end. Compared to being a bandwagon fan where you're just winning all the time, and then those wins don't mean anything because you're winning all the time, and you have to go through some of those losses and that heartache and that heartbreak to be able to understand what it's like to be a true sport fan. 11 shots on goal for the Kraken and the Coyotes. First period had just about wrapped up. Schwartz, Alexiak, Burakovsky, Borgen, and Cartier. Yeah, well, we don't really have bandwagon fans on this channel. There's other channels that have a bunch of them and whatnot, but I mean, I feel that this channel, just like a few others, we got a lot of diehards, You know, it's like me and Matt are never gonna stop rooting for the Ducks, no matter what happens, no matter who the coach is, no matter what the records are. You're always gonna be repping the Seahawks. You know, Sarah's gonna be Colts and Iowa Hawkeyes. You know, to the end. So it's we're all gonna have our teams that we're gonna ride or die for, no matter what happens, no matter what the record is, no matter who's out there. End of the first period. All right, we're knotted up at 0. All right, let's get some photos up here for Megan. We're at 10, 90 to go. I appreciate you. And let's start it off with some music in the background. And everyone, make sure you're taking care of your mental health the best that you can. And again, if you feel that you are struggling a little bit with this, come here, hang out, interact with me, interact with the people that are in the room. It's not going to be like going to a channel where no one knows who you are and they don't really care about you. We genuinely do care about people here and everyone's mental health. We want to make sure that if I can do anything to help save anybody, from going down into the pits of depression and anxiety, and if we can kind of slowly get things to be a little bit better, that's what I'm going to be here for. All right, let's start it off. Do a little bit of everything, and then I'll squeeze in some for the other goats in here as well. Never go wrong with Brian May. Yeah. I feel like, with music, it's like similar effects to like, food and other photos. Like, it can definitely make you feel a type of way. And, it definitely can inspire you. And a lot of times, when I'm walking with Paisley and I'm going and checking out the neighborhood, where I grew up as a young kid, and to be able to see everyone's style on how they decorate their house and their surrounding areas and whatnot, and to be able to see those kind of Einstein type of trees that want you to be inspired. And I hope I do a good job to try to inspire a lot of different people to be able to chase certain things like dreams, even though it may feel impossible at a time or another. But you have to be able to set yourself up to be able to be the most successful. And sometimes, by just listening to music, or changing your diet up a little bit, or checking up on a friend, or, just little things that you wouldn't think that would make that much of a difference. Spending time with your, cats and dogs, if you have them, that definitely can, give you a boost, for the mental health, because I know it does for me. I can find a nice crispy one for you. I don't know why that goddamn NHL logo keeps being all erratic. Not like my NFL one. Oh, I found a crispy one. HD 4K crispy. Chicken tenders, extra crispy. Ooh, I like that one. Wow, that's a nice one. This NHL logo keeps crapping out, so we're gonna honor Megan another way. There we go. That one won't crap out. End of the first period, we're knotted up at 0. Let's take a quick look at the stats real quick, and then we'll get back into the photos. Ah, okay. All right, take a quick peek here at the stats at the end of the first period. Shots on goal, dead even, 11 apiece. Big hits, Coyotes 8, Seattle 6. Penalty minutes, 2 for Arizona, nothing for Seattle. And the biggest takeaway right now, face-off percentage. Seattle, 63.2. That never happens. But we are playing kind of a team that's lower than us, so it kind of makes sense. And then Arizona, 36.8 in the face-off percentage. This might be one of the only times that you see Seattle that much ahead of another team in the face-off percentage. But at the end of the day, even though we're almost doubling them up on the face-off percentage, you have to score goals or it doesn't mean anything. But so far, so good. Out of Joey Decord in net. He hasn't given up anything. All right, let's go back to the photos. Let's go, baby. Come on, Kraken. Go, Joey. Now let's delete a few of these other ones, and then we'll find something else that we can go to here next. Come on, NHL logo. Don't be doing that to me. NHL logo, why? You just got replaced. I got you. Let's see what else I can find here for you. A little behind the scenes there. Make some room. I'll cycle through them one more time. Hope you enjoyed those. Come on, NHL logo. Don't be doing that to me. I got you, no problem. Wow, you didn't even get him. So what, did they went for the bag or what? They went for the money? What's the details on it? It's like your worst nightmare. Then he goes to your rival. But the chances of actually getting someone like that, it seemed like it could be possible. You know, NHL logo, boo. NHL logo, boo. You have to stay transparent, my guy. You can't have no white box behind it. I've already downloaded it a couple times too, and it just, for whatever reason, whoever created it didn't create it good enough. Let's just keep it at that. Yeah. Well, I think all of us, all of us have our favorites, right? So it's quite all right. NHL logo, why? Just have to flip it to the NFL then. NFL one won't do that. But for whatever reason, that NHL one loves to crap out. All right, start of the second period. See, I told you I can make things a little bit better. It might be a little uneasy, going through, some ups and some downs. You come in here, I get you some photos, and, it's not going to make everything go away, but it'll make things a little bit better for the time that you're here. Appreciate you. All right, here we go. Start of the second period. All right, come on, baby. Come on, let's win this for Joey DeCourt. He's coming back home. Let's go. All right, start of the second period. Yeah, but L'Jarius Sneed, if you actually watched him play, I mean, he pretty much is all Pro Bowl type of player. I mean, he's already one of the, top 10 to 15 corners that are in the league. And if, he wasn't there, last season, they don't win the championship. They probably don't even get there. So, again, sometimes people are going to get the bag. It just depends on what teams are willing to pay and how much money they have left on the cap, So it's like take less money and go to a Super Bowl contender, or get the bag and get paid, and a lot of these guys, if they haven't got paid a lot yet, they're going to get the bag at some point, and they're going to want to maximize their money, for them and their kids, and their lifestyle. So I don't think anyone's top choice is ever going to be Tennessee, but if you end up seeing Tennessee signing people, then it's going to be because of the bag. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if I would say Trent McDuffie is way better. I don't know if I would say that. They played good together. That's a bold statement, Sarah. I don't know about that one. I know you're mad that they didn't get him on the Colts, but if you would have signed him, would you still say Trent McDuffie is better? Probably not. If like L'Jarius Sneed to the Colts, you're like, oh, I love him. He's the best. It's all good. You'll find somebody in the draft. Reflect in the building. What's good? How are you, brother? Seattle Mariners, 2 ties today. 4-4-3-3. But hey, batting percentage going up, up, up. Confidence up, up, up. Best pitching staff in the league. Let's go. I'm glad that we finally kind of hit a little bit of a groove instead of just going in with like a 1-20 record in preseason baseball. Pretty amazing if you really think about it that we were like 1-10, worst in baseball, and then all of a sudden we're hot, 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 and we're almost 500. It's unbelievable if you really think about it. We had a monster 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, so I'll take it. I'm thinking, obviously doing this Kraken matchup tonight. We're going to do Oregon and Creighton tomorrow for the tourney since it's at 6:40 p.m. It's like the last, game, and it's like the second to last game is like an hour before. So I figured, it's the last game of the night. Oregon's playing. Might as well do that for like a switch up, something different. And the Kraken don't play tomorrow. The Canadians play the Kraken on Sunday. I'll watch NASCAR at 12:30, and then after it's over, it'll give me a little time to spend with Paisley, and then we'll end up doing the Canadians and the Kraken. So Kraken, Oregon Ducks versus Creighton tomorrow at 6:40 Pacific, and then at 6 o'clock on Sunday, we'll end up doing Kraken and Canadians. So yeah, 100%. I agree. You got anything new, stat wise, analytic wise? You got anything new for me for Mariners or anything else that you've been, doing your research with you and the fam? It happens. We've already seen value of certain players, that are very undervalued. Oh, big save right there. We should have a goal. Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been just a 7th rounder or a 6th rounder. So 3rd and a 7th. You can actually get a pretty damn good player in the 3rd round. Someone that's got a 2nd round grade or a 1st round grade, but has maybe off the field issues that slides to the 3rd, or a guy that should have been picked in the 2nd round that slides to the 3rd. So we'll see what ends up happening with those picks. Did you end up doing a bracket with your son, Reflect? Did you guys do one in the household for the bracket? You guys have Oregon winning or Creighton winning? I feel like most people have Creighton, but unless you like live in the Pacific Northwest and you're like, maybe go for the Ducks or whatnot. But I mean, even if only a certain percentage has got Oregon, I do think even as a lower seed, they'll have a shot. I mean, especially if old boy can throw up a 30 or 40-point game. You might not be able to do back-to-back 40-point games, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. But it'll be much harder against Creighton than it was against South Carolina. That's a good question. For a lot of those smaller schools, a lot of times you have to look it up unless you're familiar. If it's like, you've looked it up in the past and whatnot. I think a lot of people go through those type of questions like Butler, Creighton. You go through the certain teams when you see them in the tourney, you're like, where the hell are they actually located? And a lot of those places are located in the Midwest or the Northeast. At least that's what I've seen. A lot of times if you don't know where it's from, wherever that particular school is, chances are it's somewhere in the Midwest or somewhere in the Northeast. There are going to be some that are sprinkled in other areas, like on the West Coast or in the South, but I think a majority of the ones that are kind of like, you've heard of them before, but you don't know where the hell they're at, and a lot of times you'll just have to look at like Iowa, Indiana, in that general area in the middle of the country or somewhere like in the Northeast. See, Creighton, Nebraska. Not a lot of people. You got Ducks past Creighton, and then losing to Purdue, which it would make sense. You haven't beaten Texas at. Oh, okay. I see you. Who's your Final Four? Reflect. Did you do a women's one too, or just a men's? Who you got? Who's your Final Four in the men's? Did I already ask you that like yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. But who you got? And every once in a while, Creighton and Butler will make a Final Four, Elite Eight, or Sweet 16, but it kind of just depends on the year and if they have an NBA player on their roster or not. Or like Valparaiso. I mean, there's a lot of those schools that never really get talked about only during March Madness. 14 minutes left in the second period. Eberle, Schultz, Dumoulin, Tolvanen, and Beniers. Thanks for the help out there, Matt, Megan, Sarah. Appreciate you. Well, they've been drafting corner a lot in the last couple of years. They've drafted like 6 in the last 3 years, so they'll be able to find someone else. I mean, hell, if you can win without Tyreek and without Bieniemy, and obviously Juju is nowhere where he was when he was with them. It seems like you'll probably never really hear about him anymore. Unless he ends up going to a significantly better team, but you know the Chiefs will find a way. And again, if that means McDuffie is the number one, I think he can handle that role. And then they'll just have to find another one or two guys in the draft, as well as the guys that they've already drafted, and to see who's going to be the number two, and then who will be the nickel. Who will play in the slot. So, and the Chiefs have actually been pretty damn good at drafting over the last few years, if you really think about it, player for player. Whether it be on offense or defense. So. Wild guess. Yeah. I think most people are on that same level too. So what you got? You got UConn, Iowa State, Duke, and Marquette. Interesting. Interesting. And then you got UConn winning it all. I would assume, based off just me having ESP and looking at that bracket, I would assume that would be your champion would be UConn. Let's see if my ESP is correct. UConn is so goof. They're so goof. It's like UConn is so good. The only team that's going to beat UConn is UConn. It's like you get to that point when sports sometimes when a team is so dominant that it feels like that. Like when the Warriors were peaking, like the only team that's going to beat the Warriors is themselves if they get injured, or whatever the case may be, or someone gets suspended, but that's what happens sometimes when you have powerhouse teams. But when it ends up being college basketball and in attorney style, anything can happen. Their star player gets into foul trouble early. That could be the difference, between winning a championship or, winning in the Final Four or not. So, oh, big hit. Oh, we're getting chippy. Let's fight. There we go. Get chippy. Bang, 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 bang. There we go. They don't goof around. Coyotes getting goofy out there. Goofy asses trying to compete with us. 14 shots on goal each. Burakovsky, Cartier, Evans, Schwartz, and Larson. And we're on a fucking 6-game losing streak. We need to beat the shit out of somebody. I mean, if that's the way that we're going to be able to get pumped up, maybe that's what we need to do. Even if we have to take a couple black eyes or a couple lumps, fuck it. Carconi with the penalty. Let's go. How many games have you watched in the tourney so far, Reflect? Have you got a chance to sit down and watch any of them or not yet? I think that I would be more into some of the early games. If I, didn't get this Hulu subscription for free. So, and now I'm getting caught up on a lot of the shows that I wanted to get caught up on, which is nice. Um, and I still got quite a few to do. Still got to do Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime. I'm going to get into that probably tomorrow. But then I figured I want to do MasterChef that debuted earlier in the year, so I need to get caught up on that. And then MasterChef Junior just started, and I love that. So I love the competition side. I like to be able to see people being goated at whatever they do. And then obviously I still got like 911 and the new episode Shogun. Their new episodes are going to be dropping every week. So I feel as long as I can get caught up to the point where I've caught up on all of my favorite shows, which is a lot. I got probably like 15 or 20 in my rotation that I really like to keep up on. And then sometimes it's nice to just be able to binge it, just, one episode after another if I am behind. So Reflect with a 3-er. He doesn't goof around. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little cactus jack. Bang, bang. $3 holla. Appreciate you. 87 to go. Let's go. Thank you. Let me know what you want for photos, and I got you. Much appreciated. Hey, I'm right there with you. I don't really pay attention until we get to like the Sweet 16, unless Oregon or like I have a connection to like a team or something. So, I got other things that I'm doing. I'm exercising with Paisley. I'm reading. I'm doing film study. I'm catching up on shows. So it's like catch up on shows. That I really want to get caught up on, like Alert and some of these other ones. Or watch games that I don't really give a shit about because I don't even really know a lot of the players that are playing because they don't market college basketball on the men's side very well. And now if it was younger me, I'd be watching all day and all night. But again, I got other things that are more interesting to me that I want to watch. So not really necessarily overpaying if they got money to blow. Again, it's like if you got money to blow, you got to be able to get somebody. You don't got Derrick Henry anymore. You don't got Byard anymore. The team is fucking depleted. So I mean, it's at least they're using their money instead of just sitting on it. So I know you wanted him on the Colts, but that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you're going to get a guy that will get an extra 5, 10, or 15 million more than maybe what some people think that they deserve. But again, that's what these agents are out there for, to try to see who will get the most money for a player, even if it feels like maybe slightly overpaying. But at the end of the day, if the guy's a Tennessee Titan, he's a Tennessee Titan. I mean, I'm going to watch Caitlin Clark. That'll be my first game that I watch, or you know what I mean. Like, and during the season, to be honest, like I actually watched more Iowa women's games than any other. Just because I wanted to see her break the record and just kind of check her out. Like there's more like notable names on the women's side than the men's, but again, Oregon tomorrow, I will watch that. So that'll technically be my first game that I watch in entirety. I mean, there'll be clips and they'll be like, I might, flip the channel here and there or whatnot, but I'm not going to sit and watch a full game if I don't have a connection to it. So good save. Eberle Schultz, Tartar McCann, and Beniers. Yeah, and plus, if you're the Titans and you're looking on who's left in free agency, I mean, how many like top tier guys are still left in free agency right now? Top tier. Not a whole lot. There's still names that are out there, but I mean, how many names are still available out there that could be Pro Bowl, All Pro, players rather than just starters? But again, once you go to the Titans, I mean, that might change. We might not even hear about L'Jarius Sneed ever again. You know, You go to a team like that, you're not with a whole lot of good coaching or supporting cast. He might just wither away in oblivion and just get his bag and then he just disappear for the rest of his life. Hopefully, for his case, he won't disappear, but we'll see how motivated he is after collecting the bag on a bad team. Still knotted up at 0. 4 year, $76 million extension, huh? And a big part of that, money and the extra money, not only is the agent is based on how good he played, obviously this past season. So I mean, there were some games where McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed were even more valuable than Chris Jones. Like Chris Jones isn't going to get you a sack every game. And we know that he demands and commands, double and triple teams, and he's the best player on the defense. But when you go from, being a top 15 defense to top 5, top 3, top 2, you obviously know it's a passing league, and they're going to be looking at those guys. And if you got a couple, shut down corners for a few games or even for a month, that could be the difference in between, getting to the AFC Championship and winning and getting to the Super Bowl and winning. Yeah, Simmons is probably the best talented name that's left. I mean, Xavier Howard needs to stay healthy. Gilmore is old. Nelson, injury prone. Diggs, decent player, but nothing to get too overly excited about. But Simmons is, Pro Bowl, All Pro. Justin Simmons is really the only one that, you could probably say, Xavier Howard has skills, but I feel like he's kind of declining. Simmons, I feel he might be the guy that out of all those guys that you listed that could still be Pro Bowl, All Pro, and maybe he might be a Hall of Famer one day, possibly, depending on how many years he can play and at what level. So I mean, if I'm looking at those names, the only one I would want is Simmons. I guess maybe I would take a flyer on Xavier Howard if he could stay healthy. But, again, you don't want to pay for name recognition. You want to pay for the talent and hopefully that their bodies are still in good shape. It's like when we were talking about Jamal Adams maybe going to linebacker. If he can't stay healthy at safety, why the hell would they do that? It's like you're going to be taking more hits and that's going to be more torture on his body. So we just have to come to the realization sometimes our favorite athletes end up being brittle and they just have the Greg Oden syndrome. And some of them end up being Brandon Roy or Derrick Rose or Tracy McGrady or, these guys that like Jamal that just can't stay healthy. And at one point at LSU and early in his career on the Jets, he was amazing. He was one of the best safeties in the league, period. But again, every year, they're a little bit more wear and tear on that body, and sometimes, it just comes to that point where you realize, if you pay the money, you might get screwed. So you have to keep that in mind, if you're going to be paying the big dollars, for an athlete that gets injured a lot, and I feel that, with Jamal, regardless of what team he plays on moving forward, I'm not sure if you're ever going to see the Jamal Adams from LSU or the Jets ever again. It seems like, his best days are kind of behind him. And that's not me being a hater. That's just me being observant and watching the tape. And he can't stay healthy, And even when he's on the field, he's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes he plays really good when he's healthy, and then other times he's kind of non-existent. So that's why you got to be careful with contracts and money, and you can't fall in love with a guy's, persona and name recognition. You have to bottom line look at the stat and the analytics. So this is weird. Every Big Ten, I mean, I'm still thinking Pac-12, but I appreciate you doing this. Here you go. April 27th. Circle that on the calendar. Weird that we're in the Big Ten. It's still, I mean, I know it should have sunk in already, but until I actually see like Oregon with the Big Ten, logo and all the standings, and after the first year, then it'll like really sink into me. Well, especially if we end up winning it, either us or Ohio State more than likely. PFF still's like Gilmore. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just have to be able to watch a player and to see how many years, are they playing, how many games missed every year, after your heyday, and sometimes, players decline at a very fast pace where all of a sudden you recognize a guy and then all of a sudden a couple years later, they're a shell of themselves. Injuries are a mofo, and also you have to be mentally prepared. And sometimes, you start to lose the confidence in yourself, especially with the injuries, and whatnot. And then at some point, you're just kind of collecting a paycheck and you're out there. But I kind of already knew, even with the deal of, when he got brought over to Seattle, I was a little skeptical. It's like I knew what kind of player he was at LSU. He was amazing, just like, when we got to be able to see Honey Badger. But again, from what we remember early on, sometimes the consistency isn't going to be there for every athlete. Every athlete is not created equal. And it shows you how important it is to be able to take care of your body. And sometimes it's just genetics where you just have weaker muscles, weaker bones, and it takes longer to heal. But we'll see where it goes. But I wish the best for him, but I don't know how effective he's going to be as a player moving on. I mean, if it was me, I don't know if I would want him on my team just because he gets hurt too much. 18 shots on goal for Arizona, 17 for Seattle. All right, Simmons, Gilmore, Clowney, Diggs, Blackman, Thomas, Tannehill, Howard, White, Campbell, Jackson, and Adams. And there's probably only a couple that I would actually even entertain on that list. But definitely Simmons by a billion is the best one on that list. I mean, Simmons actually could be, Hall of Fame at one point or another. Same thing with like Patrick Surtain. It just depends on, if they can stay healthy and if they can, keep that consistency up. Less than 7 minutes to go in the second period. Still knotted up at 0. Eberle, Larson, Tolvin, and Beniers and Evans. Come on now. 18 shots on goal for Arizona, 17 for Seattle, 14 hits for the Coyotes, 11 for the Kraken. Penalty minutes 6-2 Arizona, and Arizona has caught up on the faceoff percentage. It's almost dead even now, 51.6 to 48.4. When at one point we were at 60-70%, and then they were 80%, and they were at like 20. So obviously the aggressiveness has caught up, and Arizona is trying to get on the board first now. Come on now. Hockey from home. How are you? What's good? Who do you root for? Hockey from home. Favorite player, favorite team? You follow more than one team or just one? Less than 6 minutes to go in the second period. Still knotted up at 0. Come on now. And again, Jared McCann, he's kind of like that forefront guy. He's only got 1 point in the last 6 games, and we're on a 6-game losing streak. He only has 1 assist. Unacceptable. We need our guys that are considered our best players to step up, which would be Jared McCann, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Matty Beniers, and a few others. We need a little bit more consistency on offense. And, Joey Decord coming back home, went to college at Arizona State, needing to try to get a dub here, and he got roughed up in his last couple starts. He even got pulled, giving up 3 goals in the first period a couple days ago when Grew came in and did a decent job. But we're at this point now where we're almost 40 minutes, 35 plus. We're still sitting at 0. So Joey's doing his job, but where is the offense? Hello, Seattle. Knights, Caps, Leafs. Nice. Ovi, just like in the little thumbnail there. Obvious. Nice. I'm a fan of greatness, but Kraken for me and for Megan and a few people in the room. But again, I just like watching greatness, and we cover a lot of games. So even though Crosby and Ovechkin may not be, what they were, a few years back, if I had to choose between Ovechkin and Crosby based on what I've seen this season, it's definitely Ovechkin by kind of a landslide. It seems like, even though Crosby's getting up in age, it's like I still can get goals out of Ovechkin. When you're watching games of him, he won't score every game, but he'll still get streaky. Just a couple weeks ago, he had 4 games where he scored two goals in 4 straight games, where he had 8 goals. You're not going to really see Sidney Crosby do that anymore. I feel like at this point in his career, so getting closer and closer to that Wayne Gretzky record for Ovechkin. So we've done quite a few of Ovechkin, and it's getting to a point now where we kind of know who the playoff teams are. But hopefully one day Seattle can end up getting an Ovechkin type of player, or if we can end up getting a Nathan McKinnon or something of that nature, Connor McDavid. I feel that we just need more offensive firepower. Hockey from home too. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hockey from home, all his accounts. I appreciate that. Account number 3, account number 2, account number 1. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I'll throw up a Ovechkin photo up for you. Appreciate you. But we do everything: basketball, baseball, football, hockey, wrestling. There really isn't anything that we don't do. But we got to make sure that we're soaking in as much Crosby and Ovechkin as we can, because we don't know how long it's going to be until they decide to call it a career. Let's hit him up with an Ovi. Appreciate you. Come on, Kraken. Shout out to you and your multiple accounts. Good to know. Appreciate you. Oh, you're good. If you feel not like you don't feel like talking, that's fine. I mean, you do what you feel is going to be best, for you. I still got more photos for you once we end up getting to this end of this intermission. But if you got to go, you got to go. Candace in the building. What's good? What's your name? Hockey from home. Schwartz, Alexiak, Burkowski, McCann, and Borgen. Reflect with the tenor. Appreciate you. $10 holla. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little cactus jack. Bang bang. $10 holla. Good choice. We were talking about what things to be able to bring up, and I ended up doing a little Brian May and some Call of Duty stuff for her and whatnot. So we will do that. Not too good today. What can I do to cheer you up? You got something that that you want to be able to see on screen? You let me know. I got you. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second period. We're knotted up at 0. 19 shots on goal for the Kraken. Coyotes got 18. It feels like they're kind of just going through the motions in this period. It was a little bit more crisp in period number 1. But, at some point with the battle of the bads, someone's got to be able to score. It's not like both of these teams are elite on defense or offense for that matter. I mean, we got a 6th place team going against a 7th place team. I mean, let's get it going here. Yes, much appreciated. Yeah, yeah. And we're getting the female representation up on the channel, which really brings a lot of joy to me, considering years ago it was at 99% dudes and 1% female, and I've got it all the way up to like 15%, which is amazing. I'm hoping to get it up to 20 at some point. Regardless if the ladies think I'm cute or they want to be able to watch us go over sports, whatever the reasoning is, for people to watch me and to be able to be here on the channel. I'm always going to accommodate everyone. Doesn't matter, gay, straight, male, female. Everyone's going to be welcome as long as you got proper chat etiquette, and we're going to be respectful to each other. I don't mind, who's going to be here. We're going to have people as young as 10 to 12, as old as 90. So, half the fan base is under 40, half the fan base is over 40. And I do appreciate the diversity that we do have on the channel. Doesn't matter. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, doesn't matter. Reflect with a tenor. Another tenor. Candace's faves. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little cactus jack. Bang, bang. $10 holla. That's much appreciated. 33, 67 to go. My God, that's terrible. There's just evil people that are out there in this world. Prayers up. I hope the baby is okay. As he should be. That's terrible. Well, I hope your daughter recovers. I know you've gone through hell and back with the last couple years. Going through a lot of ups and downs and accidents and other things that have happened in your life that you've been able to share with me, and as well as a few of the others on the channel. So, anything I can do to be able to cheer you up, I will. And once we get to intermission here, which will be in a minute or so, 2 minutes, I'll be able to throw up some photos for you. Let me know what you want, and I got you. And it doesn't have to be sports related, Candace. It could just be something that you like, music wise, artist wise, band wise, just something that can make you smile. Yeah, terrible news, but I'll be praying that things are going to work out. Less than a minute to go. Still knotted up at 0. Come on, Kraken. 6-game losing streak. We got to be able to score. I mean, it's Arizona. Come on. End of the second period, still knotted up at 0. All right, what do we want to do for photos for Reflect and Megan and Candace? Just fire away in the chat. Let me know, and then I got you. End of the second period. At least Joey DeCord is playing well. He hasn't given up a goal. So that's a lot better than, giving up 3 in the first period and getting benched. So we'll get some Seahawk love up here for Megan and Reflect. And then if there's anything specific, Candace, that you want to see, you let me know. I got you. I got you some Niner pictures. I got you. I'll give you some throwbacks. We'll get some Jerry Rice, some Joe Montana. You know, we'll do a little bit of everything. All right, let's take a quick look at the stat line real quick. So 20 shots on goal for Seattle, 18 for the Coyotes, 18 big hits for Arizona, 15 for Seattle, 6 penalty minutes for Arizona, only 2 for the Kraken. So we've been pretty disciplined, but the face-off percentage went from 80% Seattle to 20% Arizona to dead 50-50. So if we're going to win this, we're going to have to find a way to at least be up 5 or 10% on the face-off percentage to give us a chance to hopefully capitalize on a power play at some point. But I'll sprinkle in some Niners and some Seahawk photos here. Yeah. It's just cool to be able to see the throwbacks. Like almost I feel like I can close my eyes and I can go back and feel like what it's like to be able to sit down and watch a game. And then there was a let me see. Hold on. So there's a channel called Dave Volsky's. Dave Volsky's Backdoor, and what he does is he refurbishes old broadcasts from the 70s and 80s, and it even has the commercials in it. And he's got hockey, basketball, Larry Bird, Bill Walton, NBA Finals, but they have a lot of 49er games, Seahawks, and it's amazing stuff. The old school Denver Broncos stuff, old school Niners, and it's the full game. Back then it was a CBS broadcast. From back in the day, even with the commercials, it's awesome. But I normally don't just subscribe to too many things like that, but I ended up watching an old Broncos-Niners game from '88, and it was amazing. So I felt, the guy refurbishes the film, makes it at HD 4K, and goes through that process. It has all the commercials in between. It's just awesome. So if you're looking to be able to watch old school games, and then you can project it onto your TV, and then sit down and and it kind of gives you that vibe of watching a game back in the 70s and 80s. It's awesome. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know. This one won't format completely across like these other ones, but I found one. Rocking the 12 before going to the 10. Let me delete some of these photos, make some more room. Let's go some old school Niner photos here. We'll go some Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. And I miss football, college and NFL. Joe Cool, baby. Candace, you got a favorite band or artist? Who's your favorite artist or band? Like, who's your favorite person to listen to musically, either past from back in the day or currently? Oh, Roger Craig, no helmet. Joe Montana, no helmet. Rathman, no helmet. Crispy. Kid Rock, good choice. Tim McGraw, good choice. There we go. If I'm going to do Joe Montana, I got to do at least one or two Jerry Rice, and then we'll get into those artists for you. Crispy. Like legitimately the only one that you could consider, grouping in with the quarterbacks as far as GOAT talk. This guy right here, Jerry Rice. Go, 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 go. Let's do some Tim McGraw, and we'll do some Kid Rock. I like being able to find out what people like, and in the future, I will remember that Candace likes Tim McGraw and Kid Rock, and it'll be implemented into my brain forever. these other photos here. Make room. You ever see Tim McGraw or a Kid Rock in concert, Candace? Yes, sir. That's emoji. Tim McGraw. How many years ago was it that you saw McGraw? Three times. So you're a diehard then. 4 years ago in Vegas. Awesome. I've never seen him, but I assume that, you know, he puts on a good show still. Now, when you went to go see him in concert, was Faith Hill ever there also, where they like did duets and they like performed together? Or was it just him the whole time? Nice. Would you say, Candace, that Tim McGraw is your number one out of everybody? refreshing sometimes when you can actually see like people that truly do love each other, and they're going to be together forever. It's almost like a lost art. A lot of times now with this new generation and this culture that we're in now, it's like people don't want to talk out problems. They'd rather cheat or just move on, which is really sad. But again, there's going to be good people out there and not good people, and good for them to have found each other. Yeah, he repped the Caitlin Clark jersey. Me and Sarah were seeing photos of him repping on the last concert that he had like a day or two ago. All right, no worries. Feel better. Oh, George Strait? Nice. Nice. We'll sprinkle in a little George Strait and Kid Rock here as long as we have a couple minutes before we get started again. See, we found out something new about you. All right, sounds good. All right, period number 3 about to start. I'm going to start to squeeze in at least one George in here. Come on, George. Hope you guys enjoyed those photos. We found out 3 new things about you. Little Kid Rock, little George Strait. Like when I was a kid and I would go camping with my dad, there'd be a few things that would, be on the radio or with tapes, cassette tapes back in the day. But normally it would be like it was normally like Jimi Hendrix and that type of stuff, Grateful Dead. But every once in a while, it'd be like Alabama or like Brooks and Dunn. All right, third period. Let's go. Yeah, if you need anything, you let me know. All right, we're in the third period now. Knotted up at 0. Can we get some points, please? Still got to do another walk with Paisley tonight. Rain is starting to kind of come in full effect here in Oregon. Yeah, I figured I would try to implement, backgrounds that actually make me feel good and that I think people can, be attracted to, that kind of pop. So if if Kraken are playing a team, like in Arizona, instead of just doing, just the ice, like at the game, which I've done many, 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 many times, I'm trying to implement and theme my stream sometimes to that. And then we did Vegas yesterday. It was Seattle Kraken versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And then we had the Vegas background. And then we ended up going this. So I just feel that, it's cool to be able to have like the ice rink behind me, but it's also kind of cool to be able to mix it up once in a while. And if you can find a backdrop that looks nice, like this one when we did the Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights, and then now we're doing Kraken and Arizona Coyotes. And usually I'll implement that with my thumbnail and whatnot too. So I'm glad that you like it. And I'm sorry that you're going through it. Same thing with Megan. And I hope the two of you can come out the other side a little bit better tonight than where you were before you came into the room. I mean, I like HD 4K photos and I like things that pop, and I love colors and whatnot. So it's like if I can find something that I can theme to a stream, I'm going to use it. I gotta evolve, on the stream. So evolve in the thumbnails, evolve in the backgrounds, and just make it 100% original, and whatever I'm feeling. So, all right, 18 minutes to go. Less than 18 minutes to go in the third period. We're knotted up at 0. 21 shots on goal for the Kraken, 18 for the Coyotes. Can we get at least a goal before the game ends? Let's go. Battle of the Bads. Joey Decourt has done great, but where's our offense? Come on. Let's go. Bjorky, Kyler, Maddie, Yanni, Schwartzy, McCann. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Joey. Tanev. Let's go. Beat the shit out of somebody. Whatever it takes. Yeah, I'm just glad I got the Hulu for free for the first month. So now I'm all getting caught up on all these shows that I've been wanting to watch, for a long, long time. Because when I start a show, I don't quit it. I always make sure I finish it. So, and there's a lot of good shows in the spring lineup. Obviously we have a spring lineup and a fall lineup for shows. So, but I'm doing MasterChef right now, and then I'll do MasterChef Junior, and then I still got lots of other shows that I've already been dipping into. Shogun, a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. There's 5 episodes that have dropped already out of the 10. It's amazing. Highly, highly recommend it. So good. Was X-Men 97 on Disney Plus? 10 out of 10. Very, very good. Grey's Anatomy, Station 19, 911. I'm all over that. Lots of shows. Just wide. Eberle, Larson, Tolvanen, Beniers, and Evans. Let's go. Come on, Kraken. 0-0, unacceptable. But I guess if you're on a 6-game losing streak, I guess you were either going to get one or two things. It was either going to be that the goalies and net were going to be terrible, and we were going to have like a 5-4 game, or we were going to have a game that kind of underwhelmed a little bit like this, where the goalie play has been good, but the offenses are nowhere near to be found. So I'm hoping we can get something here. And then we'll do Oregon and Creighton tomorrow at 6:40 for our first March Madness game. And then on Sunday, we have the Canadians and the Kraken at 6. But I'll watch NASCAR at 12:30 till like 4:30 first, and then we'll do the Kraken stream more than likely. Wow, Wisconsin went down to James Madison. That's terrible. 2-on-2 for the Kraken. Come on, Kraken. Oh, we're getting a fight. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Borgen, a couple good pops, but then got slammed to the ice. I need to have them fight longer. Kesserling might have won that one. Took a couple pops, but then kind of got him to the ground there. For fighting. They square off. One bomb, one bomb. Two bombs. Two bombs, three bombs, and then he gets pushed to the ground. So 3-2 based off the punches that were thrown. Would like to see them go a little bit longer, but come on, Kraken. 15 minutes and counting in the third period. 23 shots on goal for the Kraken, 19 for the Coyotes. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching here on YouTube tonight. Hope everyone had an amazing Friday. And we got lots of March Madness action, and going into the weekend as well. So that'll be fun. I got NASCAR race on Sunday that I'm super stoked for. So I'm addicted to NASCAR. It's like one of those things. It's like I just need to have something on Sunday that makes me happy. And if I don't have football, then I have to have something that's going to replace that feeling and that vibe. And NASCAR does it for me. Plus, also too, there's only like one race. Besides the trucks and then the Xfinity series and whatnot. But I find myself sometimes when I do get bored, I'll even sometimes watch the trucks or the Xfinity. Even though I might not be familiar with every driver, I like racing. When the commentary is good, and if you have a good surround sound system, I don't know, I really enjoy it. It's never boring for me. And plus, it gives me something to look forward to watching on Sundays, especially if the Kraken or the Mariners have a day off on that day. So that way I have something fun to look forward to. Less than 13 minutes to go. Joey Decord has done his job, but can we get some offense, please? One bracket remains perfect out of like 13 million or whatever the amount was based off like ESPN brackets. And it probably wasn't even a human that did the bracket. It was probably AI. Chat GPT. Alexa. McCann. Burakovsky just wide. I mean, you never get perfect brackets anymore. Yes! Riker Evans, his first career goal. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice job, Riker. Woo! First goal. Nice job, Riker. They should let him keep that puck. Like, how does that work in hockey? Like, do they allow you to keep the puck when you end up making history, or is that like frowned upon? I mean, shit. First goal, assisted by Jared McCann and James Schwartz. Let's go, baby. Riker with his first career goal, 1-0. Kraken. You know what Riker Evans is? He's money, baby. That just gave me a spike in mental health. Let's go, baby. Finally. No worries. Prayers up for you and your daughter. And again, whenever you can, stop by. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And then I know now with the George Strait and the Kid Rock and a few of these people that I can throw up for you. I appreciate you. Take care. 33, 67 to go. Nice job, Riker. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I would assume that it's not common, unless it ends up being something huge where like Ovechkin ends up passing Wayne Gretzky, for like the most goals in NHL history. Then at that point, maybe the puck is saved. You would still want moments to be in the Hall of Fame, and obviously people that have those items as part of a personal collection. And a lot of times it's going to be the stick that they used, but I would assume having the puck would be kind of special too. One more like to 10. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Shogun, awesome. 911, awesome. Good Doctor, awesome. Grey's Anatomy, awesome. Station 19, awesome. Next Level Chef, Master Chef Junior. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice job. Unsung hero, Riker Evans. First goal. Cool. And that's why it's always cool too to be able to, you know, not only be able to do these games, but then to be able to have history happen and then to remember it. It's like, oh yeah, I streamed that game. Nice job, baby. Way to be. We needed that too. Sometimes it's the least likely guy to do it too. Special night for him. Hopefully we can end it with a dub. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Tatar, Alexiak, Bjorkstrand, Belmar, and Tanev. Let's go. Oh, somebody got clipped in the mouth there. Appreciate that reflect. Was it high sticking? Oh, damn, it got him right in the fucking jaw. Tolvanen? Damn. Yeah, that hurt my jaw just watching that. They shish kebabbed his ass. All right, power play for the Coyotes here to get back in it. Eberle, Larson, Alexiak, and Beniers. Come on, Kraken. Oh, stolen. Stolen. 2-on-1. Oh, brother. That would have been huge. Missed opportunity for the Kraken there on a 2-on-1. Come on, Turbo. 10 minutes to go in the third period. 1-0 Kraken. Let's go. We got to end this losing streak. 6-game losing streak is fucking terrible. But your boy is still here, still grinding. Come on, Kraken. Good defense here. Spread it out. Larson with the steal. Nice. Let's go. Great job by Joey Decord. So far, so good. 9:50 left in the third. That'd be crazy if Decord gets a shutout in this game, 1-0. Good save. Great job on the Arizona power play. They weren't really able to take advantage. A couple more seconds left. It should be full strength. There we go. Full strength. Good job, Seattle. $9:20 to go. 9 minutes to go. Eberle, Dumoulin, Tolvin, and Beniers and Evans. Let's go, Riker. "24 shots on goal for Seattle, 20 for Arizona. The battle of the bad. 6th place for Seattle, 7th place for Arizona in their division. Someone's got to be able to come out on top. Seattle actually has had a couple other shots that could have gone in. Arizona hasn't had too many that have been close tonight. If Seattle had its way, it would be like 3-0 right now or 2-0. But, sometimes when you hit the post, what can you do? Good save. Oh, did he score? No way. No way. Unbelievable. They're talking about it right now. Is there going to be a challenge? Yeah, did he even go in? Yeah, it did go in, but did he kick it in? Fucking, how did that goal get in? You got to be kidding me. Is it a kicking motion, though? Yeah, is this going to be on the refs, or what are we doing here? Well, at least we got some action here in the third period. Wow. Who are they giving that to? McBain? Oh, they're reviewing. It'll probably stay, I would assume. Is it a kicking motion? How did that squeeze in there like that? You got to be shitting me. Yeah, always a little suspect when the player scores and there's no celebration. Like you're almost feeling guilty on what happened. All right, they're sitting and reviewing right now. Jack McBain deflected. Assisted by Michael Garcone and J.J. Moser. Let's see if it ends up sticking or not. I would assume that this call will stand and it will be 1-1. But again, we better find a way to win this in regulation. Otherwise, we're going to lose in overtime. We're terrible in overtime. So, and I would hate for the momentum to shift to Arizona where they score another one now. And it slid right behind Decord right there. Unbelievable. They're reviewing the shit out of this. They got YMCA playing. Hack trying to get some clarification here. All right, what's the call? Oh, it's coming back. Kicked into the net. Yeah. Yes. Unbelievable. We get one to go our way. I like that. There we go. Unbelievable. I think, in all fairness, I think that call should have just probably stood and 1-1. Let's just roll with it. But I mean, that was close. But just the way they puck slid in, just within like an inch behind the goalie, the way that you could have went either way on that call. But after watching replays on that, I'm surprised that the refs called it that. But I'll take it. 1-0 Kraken. We might actually win and end our losing streak. Schwartz, Larson, Schwartz, Alexiak, Burkowski, McCann, and Borgen. Less than 8 minutes to go. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people on YouTube in the chat. Appreciate you. Love you. "24 shots on goal for the Kraken, 20 for the Coyotes." Let's go. And we'll see if Uncle Mo, is firmly on Seattle's side now. A couple of the players on Arizona look a little dejected, which I can totally understand. After not having any goals or anything really positive for 2.5 periods, and then to finally get a goal and to get it taken away. 2-on-1. Oh, just wide. Dumoulin. Slappa. Wide. Good defense. Schultz, Dumoulin, Gord, Bjorkstrand, and Tanev. Let's go. 1-0 Kraken. My top 5: Matt Payton, Matt Payton, Matt Payton, Matt Payton, Matt Payton. Done. 6:46 left in the third period. Take care of your mental health. Very, very important. Look out for yourself. Let's get a shutout for Joey Decord, huh? After giving up 3 goals, was it against Vegas in the first period and getting pulled? This would be great. This would be his 3rd shutout if we can find a way to hang on in 6:46. It might be a cheap shutout, but hell, I'll take a 1-0 shutout. I think anyone would. Let's go. Let's end this 6-game losing streak, huh? MVP so far, Riker Evans and Joey Decord. Let's go, baby. Ryan Groove. Oh, yeah. See, the real question is who are your 5 favorite offensive coordinators? Because let's be honest, even if you're diehard, like a fan, how many people actually know offensive coordinators in college football or even the NFL? Like I said, to know head coaches is one thing, but there's a lot of fans out there that don't even know offensive, defensive coordinators, not let alone in the NFL, but even college. This gives you an opportunity to educate. You drop your 5 favorite offensive coordinators. 6:37 left in the third period. Let's go. $33. 67 to go. Schultz, Dumoulin, Belma. Oh, they just made a line change. Larson, Burakovsky, McCann, Tolvanen, and Evans. Puck out of play. He's typing. Head down. Yeah, it's a homecoming for Joey Daccord, and sometimes you got to be able to look at that. You know, getting a win, back in your hometown state, and obviously playing at Arizona State, this would be big for him, especially after getting pulled in the first period a couple days ago and giving up 3 goals and having Grubauer come in. This would be only fitting to end up winning 1-0 or 2-0 and getting a shutout to add to the stat line. And hopefully that can spark a rally for us, even though both teams are shitty, but you end the losing streak and you get a shutout. I mean, what's better than that? Goddamn nothing. Let's go. If she's alive, there's all kinds of cover-ups over there. Is she alive? Did she pass? You're going to see all kinds of videos and photos. Don't look like her, and there's a lot of doubles that are out there, not only, for celebrities, but, the higher ups too, from not just people in America, people that are, foreign born countries, there's a lot of doubles. Makes you kind of wonder. Six 23, 5 23, 4 23, 3 23. We're getting there. Tata, Larson, Belmar, Cartier, and Evans. Like I said, especially, when, there's all kinds of cover-ups, and a lot of times people want to blame things on other people where it might actually be like an inside job, and a lot of times people, there's always going to be like conspiracy theorists, but the thing is that, when there's a lot of evidence pointed to like inside jobs where people are blaming a group of people or blaming others, where in actuality and reality it might be people in their own camp that are doing these terrible things. So, I mean, we don't want to necessarily think the worst of people, but also we don't want to be naive and stupid to just believe everything that we read and everything that we see. A lot of times there's a lot of corruption and a lot of things that get covered up, because they want to be able to have their narrative, whatever fits their narrative at that particular time. Especially if the truth comes out and it's not going to benefit them. If they're going to lose power or they're going to lose something, they're going to protect their power and protect themselves and their group as much as they can, right? If only people were honest all the time, huh? Let's get this shutout for fucking Joey Daccord, baby. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third period. I like to keep an open mind on everything. You know what I mean? Like, I like to be able to look at, things from multiple points of view, really before I come up with my own conclusion, so lots of things, JFK, 9/11, There's always going to be multiple stories, and there's only going to be a few people on this earth that really know the truth. Uh-oh, one-on-one. Oh, Tanev one-on-one, just wide left. Missed opportunity there for Turbo. Oh, that would have been sweet. I mean, he already looks like a Star Wars character in this photo. The Sith, Darth Vader, Darth Maul. He got those vibes. The Enforcer. He's like the Maurice Lucas for us on the Kraken. The Enforcer. People always wanted to talk about Bill Walton back in the day, but if we didn't have Lionel Hollins and Johnny Davis and Maurice Lucas, Jeff Petrie, I mean, it was a collective effort. But sometimes you need those tough guys on your team. Offsides by the Coyotes. Woo! We might be able to get another goal here. And then obviously once they go empty net here in about a minute and a half, we might be able to get a cheap one, and we might end up winning 2-0 with an empty netter. So I like the way that this is going, and it feels like we're going to get the shutout, baby. It's just crazy Chip Kelly's on Ohio State, but good for him. It's better for him to be at college than in the NFL. And then for whatever reason, if Ryan Day gets fired, maybe Chip Kelly ends up being the head coach, one day. That would be a full 360. And then what happens if it ends up being, Oregon and Ohio State, and then we're going at each other, and it's Chip Kelly against his former team, Chip Kelly, Dan Lanning, one-on-one. I mean, get your popcorn ready. We might end up seeing that in the near future. And I'm not saying that Ryan Day is a bad head coach, because as of right now, he's probably the top four, right? You got Ryan Day, you got Dan Lanning, right? As far as like kind of who's on the up and up, Kirby Smart, Sarkisian, and then we'll have to see how DeBoa does on Alabama, and there'll be a few other guys below. But, as far as like the cream of the crop based on how the team sits and continuity and chemistry, we'll have to wait to see what DeBoa does, and obviously with Michigan as well. But as far as like top four coaches, I think most people would agree, at least as of today, Kirby, Sarkisian, Day, Lanning, and then we'll see where DeBoer and a few of the others land as far as being like top 10 overall. But as far as recruiting and where the team sits at this moment, I would say those are the teams that have the best positioning in college football right now, with Ryan Day, Dan Lanning, obviously Ohio State and Oregon, Sarkisian for Texas, and obviously Kirby Smart being there at Georgia. Yeah, you got some stats or analytics that you're looking at, or is this just personal favorites from you, Matt? Me and Reflect love looking at stats and analytics and whatnot. But sometimes it's just feeling, like what you feel, what you like personally, based off the film that you've watched. Less than 2 minutes to go. I can smell the shutout, baby. Oh my gosh, bro! I've seen a couple of recent ones where they were talking about like the film was altered, right? And one of the driver, people that was in the car was one of the first people to actually make contact. Instead of saying, "Oh, it was a guy up there in the depository," and then there was another guy down in the grass. But what happens if the film was altered, right? One that they showed to the public and one that really happened, right? And what happens if someone that was in the car that was either driving or in the in shotgun, sitting in the passenger seat. But I've seen a lot of stuff, whether there's truth to it or not. But I'm always willing to listen, on stuff like JFK or 9/11 or something of that nature. So no, game wasn't rigged. Nice try though. No, but actually, I do agree that I would have probably called it just 1-1. It was they reviewed that a long time, and I don't necessarily think that he kicked it in. It just slid right behind him. So, but I don't necessarily think it was rigged. I mean, the Kraken are on a 6-game losing streak. Both teams are fucking terrible. And that's hockey, not everything is going to stand. Minute 40 left. Let's get this shutout for Decord, baby. Let's go. Empty net. Time to go and win 2-0, baby. Let's go. I mean, shit, if anyone needs a win, no disrespect to Arizona, but it's us. 6-game losing streak. We're not going to the playoffs. Arizona's not going to the playoffs, you know. But we got to be able to find a way to, win these, kind of games. And it's been ugly. But one thing that's been improving, lately or recently has been the play in net. So now we just need offense. Hand pass. Let's get this shutout, baby. That'll be number 3 for Joey. Let's go. With the thumbnails, you guys like it with the verses in the middle like that? Or do you guys like it without the verses? I guess it just kind of depends on, whatever we're doing. A minute 8 left. Let's go. Damn, are you fucking shitting me? They just scored. Fuck. And we're terrible in overtime, too. Joey. And, of course, it was the guy on the thumb. Clayton Kella. I put you on the thumb, and what happens? You score. Fuck. Nice job by Clayton. Unassisted, 1-1. And then, obviously, if they would have had that previous goal, then they would have won 2-1. Tough. Nice job by Clayton. Well, see, I feel like it looks cleaner without the verses. See, there's with the verses, and this is the first time I've actually put the verses in compared to without. I think it looks cleaner without the verses in there, but again, I'm always going to experiment and whatnot. So, you like it without? It looks a little bit cleaner without the verses in the middle because you already know who's going against each other. Based off the logo and the player in front. So. Oh, yeah. Running back, running back, running back, running back. All the running backs. 39 seconds left. Less than that now. 20 seconds. Oh, I don't know if we're going to win this now. Yeah, I don't think anybody anticipated it being 0-0 for a majority of the matchup. And then even though that we couldn't get the shutout for Joey, he's played well. Offense is like non-existent for the Kraken in these last 7 games. Besides the matchup where we lost to Vegas, where that would have ended our losing streak. But all right, overtime. Let's pray. We have a terrible record in overtime. We're not very good in shootouts, but we just have to pray that we can find a way to get it done. Yeah, I think I personally like it better without the verses. I think on other things that are out there, depending on what we do, but I think it looks a little bit cleaner without the verses, but it looks good either way. But oh, Joey. Let's throw up a photo of Clayton Keller, and of course I put him on the thumb, and then he ends up being the hero. So even my NHL logo didn't fucking like it. But the way that the momentum has shifted now I would not be surprised if we end up losing 2-1 or if Clayton ends up getting another goal in overtime. This is the way that the puck bounces, and the way that things have been, it's like if we score first, it's great, but if they score to tie it up, chances are that momentum is going to still be that Uncle Mo is still going to be with Arizona. So I'm hoping we can find a way, but I feel like anytime we go to overtime or a shootout, I feel it's like we have a 10% chance to win and a 90% chance to lose. Bananas, bananas never learns. Keep making multiple accounts. I'm here. All right, let's go to overtime, baby. It's funny how people they can't handle it when the Hogan boot comes out. You know, people can't handle it. It's all good, man. Create another profile, bud. I'll be here. All right, we're in overtime. 26 shots on goal for the Kraken, 25 for the Coyotes. Let's go, baby. Find a way. Dig deep. 28 hits for Arizona, 20 for the Kraken, 11 penalty minutes for Arizona, 9 for the Kraken, and then face-off percentages pretty close. Beniers, Larson, Burakovsky. Nice save by Joey. And of course, Keller almost got that goal. Come on, baby. Oh, deflected. I'm not sure if I like this line with Burakovsky, Beniers, and Larson. I'm not sure if that's the best, you know, left winger, center, and defenseman that I would want in right now. You could argue right now Keller is going to be the strongest piece on the ice out of the 6 pieces. Yeah, why isn't Riker out there? Come on, Kraken. Eberle, Alexiak, and McCann. This one's a little bit better now. They got Keller, Dursey, and Cooley. Alexiak, Eberle, McCann. Come on, baby. Jared, you can be the hero. $2:17 left in OT. Keller, Moser, Cooley, Eberle, Alexiak, Tanev. Come on, Kraken. I want this 6-game losing streak to end so that way when we play the Canadiens on Sunday, I can kind of feel a little bit better. So we got Ducks and Creighton tomorrow at 6:40, and then we'll do Canadiens and Kraken on Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. So 6:40 Pacific tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific Sunday. Grind, 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 grind. Your boy. Good defense there by the Kraken. Wow, Clayton Keller all over the place. I'm not really sure if I like this. Okay, they just made a line change. There we go. Oh, Bjorky, Beniers, and Evans. I actually like this one. Air Jordan in the building. Smackdown. How are you, bro? Sorry about your Wisconsin. Hope you enjoyed Smackdown, though. How was Smackdown? Was it good? Larson, Burakovsky, McCann, Dermott, Gunther, and Cooley. Let's go. Come on, Kraken. Oh, no. Oh, no. One-on-one. And we lost. And there it is. The Seattle Kraken find a way to lose again. Unbelievable. Just like I said, we're terrible in overtime. We're terrible in shootouts. And in a game that we should have won, we let slip through our fingers, and another fucking L. Brutal. Brutal dog. That's tough. Oh, I see. Fuck. I can't believe that. Unbelievable. I can believe that because that's been the MO of the Kraken pretty much all year. Damn, that one stung. Dylan Gunther, we'll throw up the photo of him because I'm not, I'm not a hater. That's the only problem when you end up scoring first and then the other team scores to tie it. They have the momentum, and it seems like every time that happens to the Kraken, we lose. Oh, Dylan. Damn it. Dylan Gunther's first overtime goal, ripping my heart out again. 7-game losing streak, and then we have the Canadiens on Sunday. That is not good. It's gonna be tough. And shit, if we can't even beat like a bottom feeder like Arizona, like how the hell are we gonna be able to win on Sunday? But at some point, the losing streak needs to end. Final score in overtime: 2-1 Arizona. Brutal. Just when I thought Joey Decord might be able to get a shutout, and they said, "Nah, nah, nah, not today, not today." Nice, that's awesome. Did you get an autograph too, besides the photo? Yeah, even AI couldn't do it. That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. You know where to go. It's kind of like with me and Preston and a few people as far as like pictures, memorabilia. Being able to actually get something from the event. Sometimes you just have to know where to go at the appropriate time, and that's awesome that you got a picture. No autos, but you got the selfie or you got the photo though, so that's cool. And he was all posing and everything too. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I think it's about time that we get to the Mariners too, because I can only take so many Kraken losses in a row, and I'm not going to abandon the Kraken. I'll still try to do them here and there, But once the Mariners start, we're going to be focused obviously on them. So Mega Millions. Oh, O-Dog needs to win that, so I can help other people. Well, I got to go take Paisley for a walk, which is super late still. And I got to eat dinner since I haven't got a chance to do that. But I will be live tomorrow for Oregon Ducks versus Creighton at 6:40 Pacific. It's the last tourney game, so nothing else is on besides that. So that'll be fun. We can do that. I don't know if Oregon will win, but it'll be a fun March Madness game to be able to follow. And And then on Sunday, we'll probably do the Canadiens versus the Kraken unless I decide to take the day off. I'll be watching NASCAR earlier in the day. Security took the sign. Boo! And he beat thyroid cancer, and they had to take the sign away. Boo, 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 boo. Security, boo. That sucks. But it sounds like you guys had a good time, and it was a good show. I haven't got a chance to watch it since I was busy grinding on the channel and whatnot. But I look forward to speaking with you a little bit more when you have a chance to hang out with us when you have the time. I hope you and your buddy had a fantastic time at SmackDown. And shout out to Reflect and Sarah and Air Jordan, a.k.a. Air Whitey, a.k.a. Air whatever you want to add to the end of it. Matt, appreciate you as well. And all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as on YouTube. Final score, Arizona Coyotes 2, Seattle Kraken 1, final in overtime. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And then, again, I'll be live tomorrow for the Oregon Ducks versus Kraken tomorrow at 6:40 Pacific. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.